one thing he wanted in this world. He just wanted to make people laugh. That's all he wanted in this world. He was a real happy guy. Let me tell you about this clown. He used to raise his sweat every night out on that stage. He just wouldn't stop. That's how hard he worked. He was trying to make people laugh. He used to have this cute little gimmick where he had a seal follow him up and down a step ladder. Well, in Columbia, the gem of the ocean on a B-flat Sears Roebuck model 1322A plastic bugle. A real cute act. But they didn't laugh. No, you know, a few little things here and there, but not really. He was booking out in these tank towns, playing the Kiwanis Club and the Rotary Club, the American Legion, and he just wasn't making it. And he had all these wonderful things going on inside him. All these greens and yellows, all these oranges. He was a real happy guy. And he just wanted to make people laugh. That's all he wanted out of this world, was to make people laugh. Then something began to grow. Something that just wasn't good began to grow inside this guy. You know, it's a funny thing. Something began to bother this clown. You know, little things. Little things that happen once in a while that would make that crowd begin to move. But they were never the right things. Like, for example, the time the seal got sick on the stage. All over the stage. The crowd just broke up. Little things like that would happen. And they weren't supposed to be in the act. And they weren't supposed to be funny. This began to trouble him. And it bothered him. And the little thing inside him began to grow. All those greens, all those yellows, all those oranges, they just weren't as bright as they used to be. And all he wanted to do was make that crowd laugh. That's all he wanted to do. There was this one night in Dubuque when he was playing his Rotary Club, all these dentists, all these druggists, all these postmen sitting around, a real cold bunch. Nothing was happening. He was leaving the stage when he stumbled over his ladder and fell flat on his face. Just flat on his face. And he stands up, he's got this bloody nose. He looks out at that crowd. Man, that crowd is rolling on the floor. He had knocked them flat out. This begins to trouble him even more. He begins to see something. And right about here, things begin to change. But really change. Not the least of which our clown changes act. Bought himself a set of football pads, a yellow helmet with red stripes. Hired a girl to dump a 5-pound sack of flour in his head from maybe 20 feet up. Oh man, what a bit. That broke him up every night. But not like Dubuque. And all those colors, all those yellows, all those reds, all those oranges, a lot of gray in there now, a lot of blue. And all he wanted to do in this world was make people laugh. That's all he wanted. Well, they were laughing. Not like Dubuque, but they were laughing. And he was playing the big towns. Chicago, Detroit, and then it was Pittsburgh one night. A real fine town, Pittsburgh, you know. About 3/4 of the way through his act, a rope broke. Down came the back chop, right at the back of the neck, and he went flat. Something broke. This is it. He heard way down deep inside. He tried to get up. He looked down at that crowd, and man, you should have seen that crowd. They was rolling in the aisle. This is bigger than Dubuque. This is bigger than Dubuque. He really had him going. And this is it. This is the last one. This is the last one. Yeah, this was the last one. He knew now. Man, he really knew now. But it was too late. And all he wanted to do in this world was make that crowd laugh. That's all he wanted to do. Well, they were laughing all right. But now he knew. That was the end of the clown. And you should have seen the bookings coming. Man, his agent was on the phone for 24 hours. The Palladium, MCA, William Morris. But it was too late. He really knew now. He really knew